All right, so we've got a house that is valued at $275. There's a down payment of 5%, and the interest rate for the mortgage will be 3.25 over 15 years. Calculate the monthly payment. 3 marks, right? So we first have to figure out what the down payment is. So you take the 275 and you multiply it by 5%, which is 0.05. So that is 13,750. You get a mark for that. If you subtracted 0.05 from your mortgage, you're putting 5 cents down, right? So that is not correct. So payment, you take your 275 and you subtract whatever you got as a down payment, and you multiply it by a table rate over 1,000. Keep in mind that this could be in the question. We are now going to go look it up. So 3.25 over 15 years. 7.02. So you're paying $7.02 combined principal and interest for every $1,000 of mortgage. Okay. So first I would say figure out what this is. And that's 261,250, right? And then you divide this and multiply it by the mortgage or the loan, and you get 1,833.98 cents. That's your final answer. So you get 1 mark for actually going and grabbing the 702, and then you'll get another mark for calculating the payment, that's your 3rd mark, right? So down payment, table rate, and then your payment. There we go. Calculate the total amount paid to the bank. That would be, in short, this one. Total paid to the bank. And it's simply going payment times 12 months, because you're making 12 of those, and that is over a span of 15 years. When you do that, you get 330,116.40. Always ask yourself, does this make sense? It should always be more than what you borrowed, right? So if this isn't bigger than what you borrowed, then there's something wrong. Okay. So that's a mark. How much was paid in interest? So that's total interest, by the way. That's not the first month worth of interest. It's total interest. So total interest is what we paid the bank minus the mortgage, right? The 261,250. So you subtract those two, and that gives you 68,866.40. That's the total interest. And of course, if I just have to say that if your payment is wrong or different, then of course this is going to be different. That's fine. We still get you the mark here for the step, as long as you show me the steps here. And same with the total interest. If you use this number here, and I see that you're subtracting whatever your mortgage was, you still get the mark for this step. So it's not necessarily all wrong if you made a mistake up here in A. Name 2 one-time expenses that can occur when purchasing a house. You can talk about lawyer fees. Down payment is also okay. You can talk about inspection fee, survey fee, and so forth. I don't know what else you wrote down. Land transfer tax, right? It was right in here. You can say land transfer tax. Please write it out though. I'm just saying you can do that. Okay. All right. Next, insurance would not be a one-time. Okay, that's not a good one. Your hydro bill, not a good one. It's an ongoing thing. So it has to be one time. One mark for each, obviously. Now we've got our land transfer tax. I'm just going to use right here. So we take away the first 30K, we don't pay any on it, so we're not even going to multiply it by 0. You're left with $145,000. Next bracket is $60,000, right? And we pay 0.005. Hopefully you got that. Take away 60,000, you're left with 85,000. The next bracket is 60,000, which I can still subtract. This is taxed 1%. We're going to figure that out in a bit. Then you're left with 25,000, and you would want to subtract 50,000, but you can't. You still use that rate though, 1.5%, to come up with the taxes for that portion. Okay, so that would be 300, 600, and this is 375. So this is how I'm going to mark this today. I would give you half a mark for each of these amounts that I see there. Half a mark for each correct amount. And then another half mark for actually stating the land transfer tax. So this would be 900, that would be 1275. You get another half mark for that today. So that's just how we're going to break it down today. So this page is worth 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This page is worth 9 marks. Back side. Nitish bought a home valued at $215,000, located in area 4. So we need to know the first of all, that we're buying a home. So this is homeowner's insurance. So we're narrowing down to which table we're using, how much money. We know this is over 200K, right? So we need to understand that, oh yeah, we're over our max, so it's going to require a bit of extra work. Sorry, you can't see that. There we go. Which area? Area 4. We want comprehensive, so almost every other word is important here, right? Comprehensive insurance at a $200 deductible. That is going to tell us, that tells us right now that we're going to have to take care of the 1.10 at the end. Okay, so we don't worry about taxes anymore. So there was a time where there's no taxes, and then we changed premiers, taxes, and then they changed it back to no taxes. So I don't know if I should change this. I should just leave it, and just because down the road it might be taxed again. But anyways, here we go. Insurance. We need to go get a table rate for sure, and we're using the big table, right? This one. Area 4, comprehensive. So we max out at 1063, and we're paying 519 extra for anything over 200,000. So 1063 takes care of 200K worth of insurance, right? Plus, I can just do mental math here. I'm over by $15,000, and I'm paying 519 for every $1,000 of additional coverage needed. That will be multiplied by 1.10. Okay, so here's the mark breakdown. I'm going to give you 1 mark for this showing up. I'm going to give you another mark for all of this showing up. And today I'm also going to give you 1 mark for this showing up, because that tells me you understand I need to add 10%. However you do it, it's fine. But for me, this is how I show it. And then you're going to get another mark for actually working this out. So this would be, right, this would be 1063. Make sure you do this separately. So you go 519 divided by 1,000. That's probably a good idea. And then multiply that by 15,000. That gives you 77.85. Okay. And yeah, at the end, we're going to multiply by 1.10. Add these two up. That's 1140.85 times 1.10. And here's my final answer. I have to redo it because mine has taxes in it. And there it is, 1254.94. another mark for that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 marks for that. And I would say if you make any mistake along the way, just take off 1 mark, okay? If something goes wrong as you get to the final, then it's 3 out of 4, but make sure you're not too generous there. All right, next. I'll show you the shortcut first. This is over 200,000. So I would go 295 minus 200,000. I pay 1650 for that for sure. You're 95,000, right? That gets taxed 2%. That's 1900. You add that up. It's 3550. Okay, that's what you should be getting. If you got that, you're good to go. Now I'll do the long version. You just have to bear with me here. Fast forward, fast forward. I made a mistake, right? Yeah, this is 50, right? Yeah. Thank you. Don't rush. That's the lesson. Okay. And then this gets multiplied by 0.02. I'm going to borrow that answer there. This is 750. This is 600. This is 300. So I will say this today. Yeah, half. We're going to go half mark for each of these values, and then we'll give you a full mark for actually adding it up. Okay, so land transfer tax is $35.50 regardless of how you do it. So shortcut, some of you are going to appreciate the shortcut, some of you are going to just stick with this. Stick with this if that is what you like, right? If that makes sure you get the answer right, just stick with the long method. There's nothing wrong with it. You usually don't do more than 1 per exam, like if it shows up, right? So take your time. You have lots of time, to be honest. Just so 7 marks for this page. And that's that.